Hey everyone, we're back to give you a recap on last week's trending AI news. Let's jump right in. At the Worldwide Developer Conference 2025, Apple revealed its boldest software overhaul since iOS 7, a new liquid glass UI and behind-the-scenes upgrades across iOS 26, macOS 26, Tahoe, watchOS 26, and visionOS 26. Although a full-blown Siri upgrade is delayed, Apple announced expanded Apple Intelligence features, on-device foundation models, which are accessible to developers, live translation, call screening, smart reminders, image playground, and fitness coaching, all with privacy built in. Alright, so I think a lot of eyes were on this year's WWDC because surprisingly, Apple has kind of fallen behind when it comes to being in the AI conversation.
Right.
So traditionally, Apple has been at the forefront of innovation, but when it comes to AI, it's just kind of fallen behind. So there were some AI announcements, and surprise, at least in my opinion, I don't think there was anything that was majorly jumped up at me to say, oh wow, they're back in the AI race. A lot of these features have already been honestly done by other companies. Right. I think the one thing that was at least a major note for me was the visual intelligence, which, you can utilize this to actually have AI, do search and things of this nature around your surroundings. So I thought this was an interesting feature, and of course could also work well into their AR, VR lenses. So right. I can see that being utilized there. I thought another thing that was interesting was what wasn't shown at WWDC, and that was Siri. Right. A lot of people were excited to see what advancements that Siri was going to have after some promises of features that didn't get to make it this year. And it seems like it's not going to be announced until next year, at least according to Apple's SVP of software engineering. So it seems like, Siri is going to be playing catch up more than actually making any innovative advancements. And I think that could either make Siri obsolete, or it could make her hopefully the next best assistant as the AI competition heats up. Google has launched a voluntary exit package for select US employees, primarily in search, ads, and core engineering, while pushing for more in-office work. This shift comes as Google refocuses investment on AI and faces antitrust scrutiny, signaling a strategic pivot to accelerate AI innovation. Right. So the option is either layoffs or buyouts. In this case, either way, it is probably a lose-lose situation for employees and a win-win-win for AI.
Yeah, I think that unfortunately what this shows is that as many companies are now realizing what jobs can be fully automated with AI versus employees, especially at particular levels in the industry, it's going to cause them to see how much money they can save at the expense of, their employees. And I think this is probably trying to be a good way to say, hey, we can reduce the number of people we're going to lay off if we offer them this package. That way it doesn't look so negative in the media. But at the end of the day, it's going to be voluntary removal or involuntary. There's no way around it.
Agreed. One of the strong ironies here, of course, is one of those teams being offered the buyouts is search, which is Google's roots. So in favor of this, it really does show how much Gemini, for example, is probably the future that they see for Google.
In other trending news, Disney, Universal, and other major studios have filed a 110-page lawsuit against Midjourney, accusing the AI image generator of illegally training on their copyrighted content. Everything from Disney characters to film stills. They're seeking a court order to stop Midjourney from offering its service and undetermined damages. So this is actually a surprising step forward for many content creators and obviously businesses who have had concerns about these top AI models using their data to train their models to be as great as they are at text generation or image generation. But never before have we seen a lawsuit probably with companies this big. Content creators don't have much power over, being able to say, hey, you took my art from DeviantArt.
Right.
But Disney being able to say, hey, you cannot generate any of these Marvel characters or Mickey Mouse is going to have big implications on the industry, in my opinion.
Right. And then, of course, there is a lawsuit ongoing for Getty Images, for the similar reasons of this copyright. So this might even set a precedent and let us know where this case could go with regarding Disney and Universal's lawsuit. And then this brings to mind, of course, the other lawsuit with the authors saying that they're that this content was used to train large language models, particularly against Meta. And again, they're arguing the fair use case. We'll definitely be following this because this will be very important for many of the AI tools that many of you use.
All right, that's a wrap on last week's trending AI news.
Please be sure to like and subscribe and continue following us for the latest trends in AI.